Hi guys, you're here? Good, good. So, new video, new episode here, so we're gonna keep working on this car, but before we start working, I wanna thank everybody who voted for the color. Now I know for sure which car I'm gonna paint the car. I'm really surprised that there was not even one vote for Mallard Blue. Everybody voted for Damson Red. So that's good, because now there's no other option. I have no other option but to paint it Mallard Blue. So, yeah, I'm kidding you guys. To be honest, yeah, in the previous video I said I was 50-50 between the two colors, but actually I was more like 50-70. Okay, 30-70. I was more about Damson Red too, but I wasn't really sure, so now that I know that so many people like this color, now I made up my mind and we have a color for the car. So, Damson Red it is. Thank you guys for helping me out here. And the other thing I want to thank you about is I want to thank all these guys who are watching my videos till the end and they know what I'm talking about. They saw it in the previous video, so thank you guys, I really appreciate it. I thought that there weren't many people watching the videos till the end, but actually there are many of you, so I appreciate it, thank you. So yeah, in the previous video we worked on this area of the car, you know, and we had to finish just a little bit here, and I finished it, I didn't film it. I'm gonna show you what I did, and in this video we're gonna work on this area here. So we'll start working right after the intro. Alright, so here's our map, and yeah, about that also, I asked in the previous video, should I sand it with 220 and then spray with epoxy primer again, and I'm sorry, it was I'm sorry, I don't remember your full name, but Mo answered and told me that I should spray again epoxy. Right after the epoxy I should spray the high build primer and then do my work in the high build primer, and that makes sense because, as he said, the main idea of the epoxy primer is to seal the car because it is waterproof, right? So we should keep as thick layer as possible. So anyways, I use the epoxy primer as a map, like I said, because I sand it a little bit, I find where the lows are, I do my body work, and once I'm happy with my body work, I'm gonna spray one more coat of epoxy, and then if I see anything minor, I'm gonna repair it quickly, but I'm gonna try to stay within the 7 days window, and without even sanding the epoxy anymore, I'm gonna spray the high build primer, and after the high build primer, I'm gonna start sanding gradually till I reach 600 wet sanding, and that's gonna be ready for the Damson Red color. So anyways, now I sanded this area and I stayed from this line up. This I'm gonna do when I raise it at the top. For now I'm gonna try to stay within this area. Here though I went a little bit lower because I see that below and above this line there's a little low spot, so I'm gonna work around this line to make sure everything is smooth here. Here everything is fine, but here where you see dark spots, like here, here around the gas cap, it's a little bit low. Here it is a low, and the rest is fine, I think. So I'm gonna put a little bit of body filler in these areas, and if everything is good, we're gonna move to something else. I still have to sand here, right? And I see right away that there's a dent here. Can you see that? Oh, this I will have to fix. So that's why I'm happy that I have the epoxy primer here, because that's a perfect map. Right, I put some Bondo here, so I'm waiting for that to cure, and I came and sanded this windshield frame around here and this sail panel or whatever that is. And what I find here is this area needs a little bit work, this area here needs a little bit work. I think I did some repairs here, so this needs some work. I guess also on this side it's gonna need work, but for now I'm working only here. I'm gonna work here later. And here there's some dents, and this side is pretty much okay. Here you see some low spots. I'm gonna put just a skim of Bondo here to smoothen this out. But the most important, I want to show you something. The most important is here. What I think is here, you know, this channel is a separate piece of metal that goes behind the windshield frame, right? And it just extends and forms this channel. But I'm afraid that between the windshield frame and the channel there is a gap, and this gap will be filled up with water all the time. Every time it rains, this will be filled with water. That's why I'm gonna try and shove fiberglass there inside. I'm just gonna try. I don't know if it is gonna work, but I'm gonna try to fill it up with fiberglass. And you know, the fiberglass is waterproof, so hopefully that's gonna seal it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least I'm gonna say that I tried. And because this is very small area for fiberglass, I can't mix enough only for there. I know it's gonna be more, so I came and I sanded this a little bit, even though I said I'm not gonna bend over, but I have no choice now. Now I'm gonna mix. When I have leftovers from there, I'm just gonna throw them here. Not gonna mess with it anymore. Later I'm gonna finish it with Bondo, with regular body filler. The fiberglass was just to fill up the big low areas, because you know, usually where I weld it is a very low spot. So, and also just in case there are some pinholes or anything, it's good to be fiberglass as a base. Okay, so now let this dry, and then we're gonna come back to sand here. I'm gonna leave this for last because this might still be not cured. Alright, great. All these dark spots that we had before now are light spots. Now they're filled up with primer, with body filler. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. It finally happened. It finally happened. Okay, so I can see here that here I have a low spot, that's for sure, and then I can see here too that I'm not sanding this area, so it is a low spot here too, and also I can see that my line is sharp here, and here it disappears. So definitely this needs to come up a little bit more right here, and everything is going to be fine. With these patches I'm perfectly happy. This one, even these little two guys here, they came out perfect. This here came out perfect. But here I can see that when I'm sanding with the long block like that, I'm sanding here on this high spot and here. And no matter how much I sand, this end here, I can even feel the ridge, and here these are not feathering nicely, so this means that I have a low spot right here. So I'm gonna fill this up with a little bit of Bondo again, and over there, and then I'm gonna move to the windshield frame again. All right, and I'm curious to see now what happened here. Okay, I'm happy with this, so I'm gonna do it with 80 now, and I'm not gonna hold you, I'm gonna bring you back later. And this area looks good now. Actually, this whole area is a little bit on a slope like that. That's why I didn't sand it all the way down, because I tried to straighten it a little bit. Even though it is still on a slope, you can see here it sands on the two ends, and it doesn't sand too much in the middle, so I sand a little bit like that. But still, I want to keep this filler here, and from here to here it looks perfect, so I'm happy. I also want to get rid of all these spot welds here. You see there's a row of spot welds here and one here, and I want to get rid of that for sure. That I don't like it. But the problem is that some of them, if not most of them, are high spots. They are not low. Like this one is low, this one is low, these here are low, but here, you see when I start sanding them, they show up right away. And I tried even covering them down, it doesn't really work. Oh, actually this one worked. Yeah, I might play a little bit with that. Oh yeah, okay, they go down. So, and that's the important thing, because I don't want to add too much filler here just because of the stupid spot welds. But on the other hand, I don't want to leave them. I want this area to be smooth. I'm gonna play a little bit with them tomorrow or the next time I come here. And that's gonna be it for today though, because it is almost 7 o'clock and I wanna go home because I'm hungry. But of course the video is not over yet, so I'm gonna see you in a few seconds. You see, I told you it would take just a few seconds. It's a new day. Alright, so now we have to start. This is where we left off yesterday, right? We have to do some sanding here, where I applied Bondo yesterday. But before I do that, I'm gonna throw some Bondo or fiberglass here on this rail under the lip, because it is a disaster. And first I'm gonna sand it, and I'm gonna show you a closer view to see what does disaster mean, because you know, this is where I replaced the whole top rail of the frame piece by piece, like 2-3 inches, and then another 2-3 inches, and then another 2-3 inches. So you remember, probably most of you remember, but for those who don't, that was just exactly a year ago. That's where I started with the restoration of the car. So there you go. You see what it looks like? So I think I'm not even gonna bother finding where the highs and the lows are. I'm just gonna sand everything with the corner of my block, or I'm gonna even take a piece of sandpaper without a block and sand everything, so make sure the Bondo sticks. And then I'm gonna apply a lot, and I'm gonna make my own shape. So again, I'm gonna use the same technique. I'm gonna build both sides and I'm gonna make the edge sharp. And when it is sharp, it's gonna show me if it is going up and down and whatever. And I'm gonna sand down the corresponding sides until it becomes straight line. And then I'm gonna smoothen it to make it round again, not sharp. And I think I'm gonna do that out of fiberglass, because here, you know, I had some pinholes and then I welded from inside, but now I want to make sure that I have some fiberglass inside there in case I missed a spot again, but I don't think I did. But it's a good idea to have fiberglass inside instead of Bondo. If you think that's even bigger disaster, probably you're right.
And now, that's drying, let's see what we've done here. This looks beautiful now, only here, but this is already a different surface. This is a different plane now, it needs to be this way.
Pretty happy with this. Now nice and flat, and when we lift the body on the cart, then we're gonna work from here down and over there. And this is the other one that is left from yesterday, so let's see. I'm going straight with 80 here.
So that's done too. Now we can go to the windshield frame again.
Still not very hard, which is pretty good because I can now get rid of what's in the channel there, the extra. Just now it started hardening, but that was actually a good thing because that gave me the chance to make the top line perfectly straight. I'm really happy now with the top line. And it's again a sharp edge. I'm going to keep this edge sharp again as long as possible to give me an idea about the waviness of this line. Okay, I think now that's not wavy anymore, so that's gonna give us the height of this surface. Let me sand the bottom too. That's good. Now I can see the sharp edge, and now I'll try to maintain this edge. So I'm gonna fill whatever is lower than the edge here underneath. I'm gonna fill it up. Whatever is lower on the top, I'm gonna fill it up. This edge is gonna be my guide. Don't worry, it's gonna look better, but I'm happy so far because this plane, this surface here, is nice and smooth from one end of the frame to the other. We have a straight line on top, and then we have straight line at the bottom. Now these top and bottom lines are gonna give us the guide to where to fill up. Now we're gonna fill here, for example. We're gonna fill here. We have to fill at the top, we have to fill at the bottom, but at least we started having some spots that are the correct height, and these spots are gonna give us the idea how much to fill up the rest. You know, I was gonna buy the powder guide code, but when I saw the price of it, okay, decided that I'm not doing that. Alright, that's. You remember where I told you about the spot welds? Well, first of all, I'm gonna make sure they're all low spots, and then we're gonna fill them up. Now I can feel some of them too high here. Alright, this is looking much better now. There are just few imperfections, but in the most part it looks great. The imperfections are here. I forgot 2 spot welds and another one here somewhere. Here, forgot this one. These ones don't look great, so I might fill them up a little bit again. And here, this I didn't manage to fill it up well, so I'm gonna fill this up again the next time I mix body filler, because I don't want to mix only for these few spots. And I'm gonna sand over there because that's not sanded yet, it's not done yet. But before that I'm gonna jump back on this top of the windshield frame. And now I'm gonna try to sand only the bottom so I can see where the line is. That looks perfect, huh? Let me sand the top too. Yeah, the top line needs to come down a little bit, right here in this area. Oh, got it. Pretty happy actually, huh? Now right here I can see a little bit of bare metal and it's high. Oh yeah, it's a low spot now. But now, first I'm gonna fill the bottom from the corner here to the line, and we'll make sure that this is nice and smooth. Then we're gonna work a little bit back on the face, and that's gonna be it. And then, only then, we're gonna smoothen the corner. So I sanded this area and it looks pretty much okay. There's just a little bit low here and here, but I don't even know if I'm gonna bother with that, because that's so little, so minor that I don't really care. But here there's this, if you remember, here there was a hole for the antenna and I welded it closed, so this is where I need to apply some Bondo. And now when I mix some Bondo for here, I'm also gonna fill up those forgotten spot welds on this area here. Alright, that's it. Not gonna worry anymore about this. Now I'm gonna sand this, the black line, and we're gonna be done with it. Okay, I smoothened the line and now it looks okay. I don't know how to show it to you, maybe this way. I don't know if you can tell, but now it is nice and smooth and no waves, nothing. I hope this shot shows it all. Well, we will see after the next coat of epoxy primer. Probably then we're gonna see a lot more imperfections, but for now I'm happy. And now we're gonna do here the same trick with the fiberglass between the channel and the windshield frame. But I also noticed here that this edge of the channel is like, I don't know, why did I leave it like that? That feels better. Okay, I filled up the gap as far as I could, and I had a little bit of fiberglass left over, so I started applying it here on this lip, and when I have more fiberglass I'm gonna do that all the way. So now I'm back on this panel here. Alright, so this is done. Sanded, feathered, nicely finished. I finished also these mist spots here and on the other side. This area here also I sanded and finished. A little bit here on the side, if you see, there was an even part, and everywhere else. Actually guys, when I look at the car, I have a lot of bodywork done already. I was talking to Chef Tash last night and I was telling him that I had the feeling that I'm doing just a little bit every day for 2-3 hours. I don't have so much done at the end of the day, but I don't know, like for today for example, I spent here maybe 4 hours already. It's Saturday today, so for 4 hours what did I do? I did this panel one more time. I sanded this panel, yeah, it was, there was bond on it, but I sanded this panel. I sanded this a little bit, I added a little bit more Bondo here, I added a little bit more there, so I didn't do much for 4 hours. But on the other side, when I look at it, we already have the roof done, we have this fender done, we have this panel done, we have almost the whole, full windshield frame done, we have the hatch done, we have the area around the hatch done. So it's not that little, and we have a lot of little parts, like the small balances and stuff like that. So there's not so little that has been done in a few weeks, like an hour or two every day and 3-4 hours in the weekends. So anyways, whatever. I'm not in a hurry, I don't have a deadline. I did have a deadline actually. I didn't tell you, but I wanted to paint the car over the Christmas holidays because I'm gonna be off work for 2 weeks at that time. So I was thinking maybe these 2 weeks I can use a couple of days to come and set up the tent and do the color, paint the car. And I think it is possible if I push hard, but to be honest, the moment I realized that I was debating whether I should cover these spot welds or not, because I don't have enough time, that was the moment I realized that I don't want to have a deadline. I don't want to paint the car over Christmas. I want to do a good job, so I'm going to take my time. Whatever time it takes, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to do a good job. I want, at the end, to have a nice finished, a nice car. I don't want, like for my Spitfire, there's so many things that I know that I could do better, but I was rushing through. So I didn't do them and now I regret them. When I look at it, I said, it would have taken me another 2 hours maybe to do this right, but why didn't I do it? I don't know, I was in a hurry. So here I'm not going to be in a hurry. So speaking of taking my time, I'm going to take a time off tonight. So it's about 4 o'clock and I'm going to go home and I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to come tomorrow. It's Sunday tomorrow. It depends how I feel in the morning. I know I have to update my website and I keep saying that over the next weekend I'm not going to work on the car. I'm going to stay home and I'm going to update the website, and I never do it. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm going to stay and update the website, or maybe I'm going to come and work on the car. Depends how I feel in the morning. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching and thanks for commenting and subscribing as usual, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.